this is where we're at now. Anyway, let's see. So David Wood, he blocked me on Twitter, but I issued many challenges and I retweeted like many people that were in his comment section saying, hey, Alex Orthodoxy is open to this debate. Go talk to him. I saw that David Erhan commented. David Wood, we are all ready, able, eager, and willing to have this debate with you. Where are you, dude? Where you are MIA? Where are you? You're like in a UFO spaceship, gone somewhere, like disappeared, just gone. Poof. He's gone. Nobody knows where he is. Suddenly there's me, Ben Luigi, David Erhan. Where'd he go? Where is he? David Wood, where are you? He's gone. Let's debate, dude. I'm here. Let's debate. We can do your rules. That's fine. I would prefer a formal format, so that way everybody can get their questions in, everybody can get their statements in, and then the audience can decide, you can decide, whatever. But if you want to do a dialogue, fine, dude. That's fine. We'll do your format. You don't have to be so scared. You don't have to be so scared, dude. So anyway, he posts a video. Debate challenge to Jay Dyer. Mind you, Jay has been like retired for days at this point.
Hey, Jay Dyer, I heard you're retired. You posted on X, riding the line between talking theology, doing debates, and all the other issues like geopolitics, lit, satire has been an odd thing.
Okay, we know that.
You on the true church. I'm not allowed to focus on refuting Islam and sharing the gospel with Muslims. People like me can't be trusted at all until we debate the true church. So, as of last...
Because you have nowhere to send them to, dummy. Like, hello? You have Avery sending people to mosques. Or not mosques, I'm sorry, synagogues. Messianic synagogues. Somebody clip that, take it out of context. Avery is sending people to Messianic synagogues, dude. So is JP Uncut. You know what the right answer is when you get a super chat that says, hey, JP Uncut, which synagogue should I go to? The answer is none. We're Christians. You go to a church, not a synagogue. Jeez Louise.
Month, the most important topic in online debate, according to you and the entire Ortho Dweeb dynasty, is the true church. Yet,
yes, because that's prior to theology. The church that you attend, that's the theology that you sign on to. Hello.
Here we are just a month later, and you do a complete 180 and proclaim religion is authentically at the parish level, not online anyway. It seems as if online theology debate is pretty much done.
Which we already covered this. That is correct. There is no online orthodoxy. There's apologetics and debate and discussion and dialogue, talking about dogmatics, sometimes talking about orthodox living. But orthodoxy is sacramental, dude. It's sacramental. You have to go to the church and participate in the sacraments.
How was the true church the topic that mattered most last month, whereas now it's something that shouldn't be debated online, and online theology debate is done?
He didn't say that it's not something that should be debated online.
How did Jay Dyer and the Dork Lords go from, we demand everyone debate us on this topic because it's so important, to, we're not interested in debating this because it's not really important, in 1 month? Then, just to clarify, Jay posted a follow-up. To be clear, I'm retiring from religious debates. Lol. Nothing else. Yeah, I hate to have to exercise my veto power here, but that's going to be a no-go on the retirement, Jay. No party, no cake, no gold-plated watch, no retirement for the geek gladiators.
I think Jay has done more than enough. This last debate, he had to put up with Pastor Shelley, of all people. I mean, that checked him out quite a bit. I remember when he called into my stream to like talk about how he was feeling after that, and he did not feel good about that debate, dude. So I'm not surprised. Anyway, he's gonna call us dork lords. All right, dude, I'm right here. Where are you? Where are you? If you think my channel's too small, go to David. He has a bigger channel. Where? Poof. He's a ghost.
Because we have quite a bit of unfinished business. Hard to believe it was just last month that the Ortho Bros started helping the Dawa Bros. Here's a recap for everyone who missed it. The perpetual toddlers known as the online orthobros were attacking Avery, aka Godlogic, because at the end of one of his live streams, he sent his viewers to his friend Life's live stream, and at the end of Life's live stream, Life sent his viewers to JP's live stream, and JP was criticizing Eastern Orthodoxy. So there's
Yeah, it was one of Avery's channels, and the guy that was hosting Avery's channel sent the guys to JP, who was like literally trying to convert to deconvert, I don't know, to dissuade people from holy orthodoxy. So meanwhile, Avery is over here trying to, steer clear of it. He also didn't say anything about this. He never objected to Life sending people to JP Uncut, who was actively dissuading people from orthodoxy. He never said, like, dude, my bad, this is not my typical MO. I don't try to send people there. He didn't say anything. Also, if you guys saw Cleve's coverage of it, it's like, it's not controversial to say that he's a grifter at this point, dude. These super chats are funny. I'll answer some super chats here. $5 from Qtard. The ingredients of grape drink: purple, sugar, and Jesus. You guys are funny. 2 pounds, it seems, from Viva la Kahar. They send people to the Messianics to get the snip. That's right. Snip, snip. Like, who's that guy? Young Don. Got the snip, snip, dude. Literally the first heresy, Judaizing. Ghoul FX 9849, $5. It's like challenging LeBron to a 1v1 to prove you're good at basketball. Like, you haven't even proved you can beat a middle school player yet. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, Jay Dyer's been debating this stuff for over a decade. I've been debating for a long time, like professionally in my trade, but I've been debating theology for, my first formal debate was in January against Yassi. So not that long. When are you debating that whiny girl from Lioness? Which whiny girl? Can you clarify in the chat? Sam Farag or Kelly Powers? Kelly Powers is, I think, so Sam Farag is this week on the 18th, boys and girls. Ortho Ribs and Ortho Bros. On the 18th on Modern Day Debates, I'm debating Samuel Farag. I think it was, I forgot, I think it was the 26th that I'm debating Kelly Powers on Jim Bob's channel. We moved the date up like a few days or something. Yeah.
their shin bones connected to the jawbone, and Avery was guilty of attacking Eastern Orthodoxy via some weird orthobro mutilation of the transitive property. The Dawa Bros saw this as the perfect opportunity to enlist some useful idiots in their war against Avery.
Young Don, more like Dong. I gotta have the funniest chat on YouTube. There's no way. I prefer ortho, bruh. I made it up and I'm sticking to it. Word. Stick to it. Any Orthodox book suggestions that wouldn't be too technical to be an audiobook? I already have all of Father Stephen DeYoung's books. I got 7 Audible credits. Clark Carlton is not technical if that's available in audiobook. Yeah, that's who I would say if it's available. I was looking at my bookshelf. I don't really know what else is available. I don't really mess with audiobooks. I don't really know what else is available. Thank you for the $5. Did Linus comment? Asked her to clarify, but don't use Audible. Okay. Ortho ribs then, ortho ribs now, ortho ribs forever. There's a majority and minority opinion in the chat, it seems. Thank you, Compendium, for the $2. By the way, let me plug this. I'm going to plug the clips channels real quick. So we have Compendium, who's doing clips. We have Patristic Clips, who's doing clips. We have Pseudo Steven, who's doing clips. There's also a Sorin Clips channel now. Let me see if I can find them. I shared them in the community tab. They have like 50 some subscribers. I think you guys should go. Or 100 subscribers now, dude. These guys are. You're going up fast. Here it is, Sorin clips. If you guys want to check it out, you guys do not need to ask me for permission for Clips channels. Just go ahead if you want to and do your thing. I'm not going to go around like copyright striking everyone. That is not my purpose here. So if you guys want to see more clips, go to Sorin Clips. Sorin Clips 1. They have 99 subscribers. And again, I did share them in the community tab.
Keep in mind, the goal of Dawagandists isn't to successfully refute a criticism. Their goal is to discredit the person who's raising the criticism so Muslims don't listen to him. So one of their favorite tactics for the past 2 decades, I know because I've been here the entire time, is to get a Christian to agree with their condemnation of whichever Christian is doing the most damage to Dawa, so that they can say to their fellow Muslims, see, even his fellow Christians say he's bad. Stay away from
This is just irrelevant because we're not fellow Christians.
that guy. With this low-level manipulation tactic in mind, the Orthodox Muslim, aka Orthoduclips, posted, "My 2 cents on what's going on with the Orthobros and Avery. Avery is not interested in your true church. As a matter of fact, he doesn't give a flying donkey's ass about any church being true. He wants to appeal to as many Christians from all denominations to make as much money as possible. This is why he's friends with Sam, yet friends with Sam's arch enemy, David Wood."
I mean, aren't we vindicated with the whole lawsuit thing? Like, as soon as Avery was like, he had this GoFundMe for his lawsuit, and Cleve talked about this, and Jay talked about this. At this point, this is common knowledge. I don't think I have to cover this. Is that Avery had this GoFundMe for the lawsuit, and he got up enough money to defend himself in this lawsuit. Lawsuit was dropped. It ended up not going through. And guess what? Hey, guys, I'm going to open up the GoFundMe again just so we can show off how much money I'm making to Muhammad Ijab or whoever the bad guy was there, dude. Like, everybody is saying that he's a great... And most importantly, did he ever deny this? Did he ever deny this? It was dropped. I could be wrong about that, so don't quote me word for word. But as far as I know, the lawsuit is not proceeding. I thought it was not proceeding. Is it still going? I thought... Bro, I'm about to call up Cleve right now. Of all people, he would know. Plug in my thing. I'm texting Cleve. Yo, did that lawsuit against Avery get dropped? I'm pretty sure it did, dude. Anyway, whether it did or whether it didn't, he kept the GoFundMe going. Even after he hit his goal. Oh, Cleve says he has no idea. So, I thought he did for some reason. I don't know. I thought I saw like on a boomer speech to text. I almost always send voice notes now because it's just... My mic sounds funny. What? Oh, the gain went up on it. Test, test, test. We good? Test, 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 test. Don't you have some sort of special database powers? Usually, yeah. Did I fix it? All right, bet. Thank you, guys. Alex, you need some variation on the Boston legal opening theme song for your channel. Lean into it, counselor. Bet. Maybe I should, dude. Although I do like, dude, the super chats. I do like, just making fun of people in my songs, too. Like in a cheeky, jovial kind of way, you know? Like, not actually to, like, disparage them. Like, this Anathema song was, like, literally the lyrics were just ripped right out of those Ruslan videos, word for word. So if you have an objection to those lyrics, go complain to Ruslan, right? Thank you for the $5. $5 from Ortho Bro. I don't listen to folks who have a narrow set eyes and crooked glasses. Instant disqualification for David Wood. $2 from Iron Giant Man. Why does Captain Chomo think he's owed a debate? Why does Captain Chomo think he's owed a debate? I don't know, dude. Channel size, probably. Thing is, you can have big channel, still say dumb things. Literally. Well, like that's clavicular, I think PewDiePie is like base now, right? I don't know. But like all the big channels say stupid things. You don't have to be like being successful at YouTube does not equal having good theology, not even close. David said this now after Jay retired from debating. Says a lot about David that he didn't have the guts to say it while Jay was still debating. I think that's our point. And also, like, there's no way that he had enough time to feel comfortable at this point to debate Jay on icons or on anything for that matter. There's absolutely no way that he has enough now. So like, it's clearly a bluff. If he was really that interested in proving that orthodoxy is inconsistent or has like the same problems that any other theological system has, I'm available. David's available. There are plenty of Orthodox apologists that are available. So I think you're right. You hit it right on the head, Mike. 4 months from It's the Shanzi. Thank you, Shanzi, for your 4-month membership. No theology, me and my Bible, David Wood. That's a great conjunction there. No theology, me and my Bible, David Wood has become the Dawa guy he's so against. Good point. That's an excellent point. It's the same tactics, even to the point of having chomo or chemo history. Can't make this stuff up. That's right. You can't. It's reality is stranger than fiction, dude. I'm telling you. One shot with $10. Apparently, David Wood said in his streams he was planning on debating, despite declining on X in May, which he did, by the way. I forgot about that. But didn't utilize appropriate lanes to confirm anything. Overall, this is greasy weasel behavior. 100%. Absolutely. Be a man and be forthright and be like, I want to debate an Orthodox person. I think you guys are inconsistent. You have the same problems that everybody else does in their theological system. Let's hash it out. Be a man. Dude, this stuff like bugs me so much about these people that like me, an attorney, I have to come out here and be like, hey, be forthright in your speech. Me, I have to tell them this. Anyway, all right, let's get back to this video because he says some other crazy things.
He's friends with the Ortho Bros, but also friends with anti-Ortho Bros. This guy is a grifter. Wake up. So, Duck Lips smeared a little peanut butter on the trap for the Ortho Bro Beta Brigade, and they fell for it. Hook, line, and Dyer. Jay replied, bingo. EFF Ortho Duck Lips lately? He's kind of crashing out.
We suck, bro. We suck so bad. The Dawa scene has sucked for a long time.
Yo, at least they have self-awareness, though. Like, the anti-Islamianity guys don't have the self-awareness to say that they suck in this area. They're great at debating Islam. I give David Wood all the respect for making Muslims look like fools. You have my respect. All those guys. Avery, Inspiring Philosophy. Friggin' David Wood. They all have my respect for that. They do a great job making them look like utter fools. But you're wrong on this issue. And it's an important one. It is a major, this is not a minor secondary issue. The church you subscribe to defines your theology.
Long time, bro.
It certainly does suck.
Somebody's got to say it. We suck.
Check on your friend, Jay. Check on your friend. So, Jay agreed with Ortho Duck Lips, and Muslims have been glazing Jay for the cosign, as they always do when the Christians they aren't worried about help them attack the Christians they are worried about. Dr. Malik, a Muslim who doxed my family earlier this year, and threatened my wife, and threatened to kill me, and tries to get Christians killed, replied, "It's about time Jay Dyer said this about logic. The grifting from him, and then David Wood trying to play the race card. The race card? Pathetic." And we have Daniel Hakikachu.
Okay, but so is this, if Jay says bingo to someone else, is that supporting every single statement this person made in their entire life on Twitter? This is so stupid. How are you supposed to keep people accountable for their entire life? You don't even do that on the witness stand. You don't even do that in unaliving trial. It's not fair to keep people accountable to someone for their whole life. That's so ridiculous.
And David
accidentally hit back.
help them attack the Christians they are worried about. Dr. Malik, a Muslim who doxed my family earlier this year, and threatened my wife, and threatened to kill me, and grifting from him, and then David Wood trying to play the race card. The race card?
Yeah, that's horrible. Dr. Malik did that. I don't know the details of that situation, but agreeing to this, to this one proposition is not agreement to everything else this guy ever did in his entire life. That's crazy.
Pathetic. And we have Daniel Hakikachu, the world's leading defender of child marriage and first cousin marriage, declaring his support for Jay. Definitely.
Yeah, that's funny. That debate he had with Andrew Wilson is just something else, dude.
Not a useful idiot, Dyer. I agree with Jay Dyer. God Logic is a grifter. In my debate with him, I asked Avery if he...
I mean, again, we've kind of been vindicated on these points.
...became huge Jay Dyer fans.
Hey, shout out Jay Dyer, man. Jay Dyer called Logic a grifter. Or are you going to join Jay Dyer and tell him that Logic is a grifter? Took a while for me to get all of this set up, but now Sam's on board.
So David Wood is like, this is a basic fallacy that I'm shocked a PhD in philosophy apparently doesn't know. This is a hasty generalization, dude. Like, Jay is agreeing to one proposition. These Muslims are agreeing to one proposition that Jay says. This is not blanket approval of one side and the other side. That is so stupid.
Jay Dyer's on board.
Bro, all I can say is the Christian Ummah's falling apart one apologist at a time, man.
Which is like, dude, doesn't David Wood have such unclean hands now for this kind of argument? When the own person that he was supporting, JP, brought on Jake, the Muslim metaphysician, like one of the top, if not the top, Muslim apologist right now, like theology-wise, to try to debunk me, David Wood, you hypocrite. Go, you have unclean hands, dude. Like, I get it. We're all hypocrites to a degree, but this is egregious, dude. This is horrible.
First we got Sam flipping on him. Now we got Jay Dyer flipping. Bryce J's ready to flip.
Why is Jay Dyer going after David Wood so hard? Jay Dyer responds and says, bingo. Can you believe it? Jay Dyer literally said, well, everything Orthodox must.
Where does it? I'm going to open the call-ins when I get to the Gavin section, so I'll have people in the queue. My bad. I don't mean to keep you guys waiting, but I want to address this stuff because, like, I've realized that if I go too far on tangents, this is not conducive for people that only listen or, you know, throughout the day. So I have to segment the streams a little better. So I'm going to do call-ins at the end.
Muslims is saying about Logic is true. Can you believe that? Everything Orthodox Muslim is saying about Logic, Jay Dyer said bingo. Sam sees the light. Jay Dyer sees the light.
Okay,
Muslims love the rest of the Orthobros as well, because now they can ask the Orthobros to agree with whatever they're saying about whoever is destroying Dawah, and the Orthobros will fall for it every single time.
No, that's not true. We don't agree to everything that they say about Dawah. We just think they don't have their theology sorted out. We think you do a great job against Muslims. We're saying you do a horrible job pointing them to the right church, which is not your independent Bible church. That's wrong.
Muslims just take the screenshots.
Hey, all the Ortho bros in the chat, is Logic grifting? Yes or no? Is Logic grifting? Ortho bros. Chat that. Hey, guys, the Orthodox
And the nerdcore nobodies called the Orthobros, who view people like Avery and Inspiring Philosophy and me as common enemies. After Jay started helping the Dawah Bros attack Avery, I wanted to know if this was mainly a Jay thing, or if it was an Orthobro thing, or if it was an Eastern Orthodox thing. Because Jay Dyer can do something that other Orthobros wouldn't condone, and Orthobros can do something that the wider Eastern Orthodox community wouldn't condone. We don't want to blame everyone for something that a particular person or a particular subgroup does. So I had a friendly discussion with Andrew Wilson on whether Orthodox Christians should be helping Dawah Bros attack Christians. Andrew argued,
Thank you, Ortho Ribs and Ortho Bros. I will go through the super chats here. Alex Jag, $5. Jay said he'd debate David if he doesn't get destroyed in a debate by you, Erhan, or Kai from Orthodox Shahada. Yeah, he's got to work his way up the Mortal Kombat tournament rungs. Kai from Orthodox Shahada would do. I'm looking at the lineup. He would not survive. Dude, Kai is slept on a little bit, to be honest. He's very smart. Movie pitch. God Logic and David Wood. Dude, where's my church? Dude, that reminds me of this meme. Actually, I had this meme pulled up because I thought it was like so apt to the situation. It's like, what church do you belong to? The Protestants are like running away. Why are you running away from a simple question? It's so true, dude. It's so true. They never want to say, dude, because they're either too ashamed or they don't go to church. One or the other. One or the other, dude. They're either too ashamed or they don't go to church. $5 from Wigzantium. Wigzantium. He acts like Jay hasn't debated the top guys in Islam. Like, yeah, like Daniel and also Jake, the Muslim metaphysician. What is David even saying? He's lost his mind, dude. I'm telling you. He's just every time anybody has an encounter with the Ortho Bros, they freaking lose it, dog. Like, somebody said that they get lobotomized after. Like, somebody on Twitter said that, like, as soon as they have a debate with the Ortho Bros, they just act with an Ortho Bro, whatever. They just act so stupid after. Like, they always crash, almost always crash out on Twitter. It was literally, I gotta give credit to Aaron Gallagher and Metaphysics Mike. I and Aaron had like a few videos responding to me, like whatever, I don't care. But otherwise, they'll crash out. Like nothing too horrible, like beyond the pale of the ordinary damage control after a bad debate. Like I gotta give it to him, right? But yeah, everybody loses their mind, dude. Zen Cognito, $10. David is slimy. He 100% pulled the race card by insinuating Jay was coming after God Logic because I forgot about that. Good point. He said that, oh, isn't it just a coincidence he's going after the one black YouTuber? No, he's not. It's not because he's black. Not even close, dude. Jay was coming after God Logic because he was more popular and decided to throw in that he's a black apologist as if that was the slightest bit relevant. Yeah. It has nothing to do with that because he said the exact same thing about David Wood and Inspiring Philosophy and Ruslan. And they're all different backgrounds, and he said the same thing about all of them. Thank you for the donation. Noah Schumacher, $5. If saying bingo means you fully support Islam, wouldn't JP fully agreeing with Jake on iconoclasm mean that JP fully supports Islam? Prot logic. I think that if you follow Dr. David Wood's horrible logic to its conclusion, that is what you end up with. I think you are correct, Noah, on that one. Thank you for the donation. Viva la Kahar, grift logic. I need 7 figures. You have unlocked the soundboard of...
What is my bank account going to look like in the next 2 to 3 years? I need 7 figures. I need 7 figures.
Righteousness is but filthy rags before God, Daddy. That's gonna send you straight to hell, amen.
He even referenced the Andrew Wilson cousin marriage line. Yeah. Yeah, he did. That was a good debate. We reacted to that one. That is some of Andrew Wilson's best. Honestly, he is so great at that kind of thing. But when he's in his wheelhouse, Andrew Wilson is really unstoppable.
That it's perfectly reasonable for Orthobros to form an alliance with Dawa Bros as long as there's a good reason for doing so. The problem is the Orthobros
There's no alliance, you dummy.
do believe there's a good reason to help the Dawa Bros attack people like Avery and other Dawa busters. Namely, if Avery isn't leading Muslims to the true church, he's just making things worse.
I mean, he's not making things any better necessarily. Like, I guess if he could open them up to Trinitarianism, that's a step in the right direction. But I mean, if you're starting with Islam, isn't Mormonism and Jehovah's Witness and Seventh-day Adventist, like, aren't these all steps in the right direction? Hey, Zach, dropping the fat $50 super chat.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Thank you. Example for David or Protz. Sam Shamoon is also calling out David Wood and apostate prophet. Agreeing with Sam's criticisms of David Wood doesn't mean we agree with Sam's ecclesiology and doctrine of the apostolic churches. That is absolutely right. You can agree to one proposition. That doesn't mean you sign on to that person's entire ideology. This is like earlier than Logic 101. I don't even know what to call it. This is just common sense, dude. If you cannot put this together, like, you can agree with one proposition from a person. That doesn't mean you agree with everything that person said. This is so crazy. And I remember when this was happening, I was like, no way David Wood is serious about this. No way he's serious. This is a person with a doctoral level degree. This is the critical thinking and reasoning in this country of a man with a doctoral level degree. Pre-Logic 101. I don't know, man. I know I sound harsh at this time, but this whole thing is like, it's gone way too far. It's pretty ridiculous. Dog-headed man, $5. Jay is the best black Orthodox apologist there is. I know. How can they pull a race card on the BIPOC E-Diva extraordinaire, Jay Dyer, and Emperor of Wixantium? How dare they? Don't they know who he is? You gotta put some respect. Put some respect on the Emperor of Wixantium, dog. Jay is the best black Orthodox apologist there is. Word. I like Avery. He needs to sort out his ecclesiology because this is prior to Trinitarian theology. Like, I don't know. We got some things that we got to fix over here. This is not good. There's plenty of work to do in the apologetic scene. Yeah, Jay is taking some time off. That doesn't mean that we should take some time off. There's still plenty of work to do. Like, plenty of it. Anyway, to JP and David Wood, and JP bringing on this Muslim guy, and David Wood, you hypocrite, not calling out your own guy when he brings on a Muslim to talk about theology and church history instead of an actual Christian scholar. You stinking hypocrite. Here is what I have for you. David Wood is a Fordham graduate. Why am I not surprised? If you guys are unaware, again, Cleve, the best Orthodox news channel there is, talked about how like Fordham has this like program that is sponsored by Jesuits that is like under the guise of Eastern Orthodoxy and like promoting certain ideas within Eastern Orthodoxy. And Fordham is the school that hosts this thing. That's where David Wood went. This school that's trying to undermine Holy Orthodoxy, or host this program that's trying to undermine Holy Orthodoxy. $2 from Compendium saying the same thing. He got his doctorate from Fordham University. It's, I'm telling you, dude, reality is stranger than fiction. Bingo equals an alliance. David sounding more and more hysterical every day. Dude, I'm telling you, they sound lobotomized. Every interaction these people have with Orthodox Christians, they end up coming like totally hysterical. Totally hysterical. $5 from Bitter Klinger. A Muslim fella said, "It's a beautiful day today." To me, that's a good point. I was a little hesitant to agree with him after watching. You should not, because that means you sign on to every single idea and his entire theology if you agree with one proposition that he says. That's funny, dude. Thank you for the $5. $10 from Zach. Anathema, eh?
Anathema, eh?
That's what JP and David, if you didn't hear it the first time. $5 from Ozzy. David Wood is the character model for the Five Nights at Freddy's animatronics. I'm not gonna lie, independent of you sending me this super chat, I did kind of have a connection for that, dude. He does kind of look like them, eh? That said, I try to stay away from commenting on people's appearances because they have no shortage of material to comment on here as well. But I did also make that connection. Well, Emmanuel, 100 pesos. By sending this one super chat, I am now in agreement with all you have ever said. Moreover, I now know all your skills. However, I may not be as prepared as David Wood, who spent a week researching stuff. That's exactly my point, dude. Spot on. Thank you for the donation, man. Jerome, $2. J is short for J. Marquavius. J. Marquavius. J. Marquavius. Yeah, I didn't know that. But that makes sense, though, because he's the BIPOC diva. Facts.
Andrew Wilson pointed this out in a cartoon. Someone sent him this cartoon. We've got an unbeliever on fire, a Christian evangelist.
Seriously going through this stuff. This is so pedantic. I thought this was going to be like good material. Yeah, so this is what they're comparing us to. The point is, though, this guy, the first firefighter saying, "Don't worry, here comes the water of life," he's not actually a Christian. He doesn't actually have a hose. So this is not analogous to what we're saying. Not even close. Yeah, so again, this is not analogous. This is the same point he's trying to make. He's saying that they're bringing the gospel to people and we're cutting them at their ankles so they can't go bring the gospel to people. You don't have the gospel. You don't have the gospel. You're in the wrong church. You have to be in a canonical Orthodox church. You cannot go make up your own church. You are in schism. You are living in open sin. Schism is a sin. It says so in the Bible. Galatians 5:19 through 21. Romans, what is it, 16 or 15? Says those who cause divisions in the church, they don't serve Jesus. They serve their own belly. You're not allowed to cause schism or division. Saint Ignatius, 107 AD. Some say a little earlier than that. If you follow someone who makes a schism, how can you inherit the kingdom of God? How can you? And all of Protestantism is based on schism, dog. All of Protestantism.
Orthodox Christians preach the gospel to unbelievers, we're actually harming the unbelievers because we're not sending them to the true church. Should the Orthobros just stand by and watch as we pour gasoline on people who are already on fire? Of course not. They should stop us, even if it means helping the Dawa clowns.
So again, this is not analogous.
Here's more on the Orthobro reasoning. Orthodox Shahada writes, Apologetics Roadshow. That's me. Be sure to subscribe. I praise J. Dyer for calling out your BS and the BS of others like you. Firstly,
Based, first of all, Kai, well done. I wish he would share some of my tweets, but he can't because maybe he chose Orthodox Shahada because he's trying to make a Dawa connection or something. This guy, Kai, has had the name Orthodox Shahada for like years and years and years. It's crazy. But I mean, unblock me, David, you hypocrite, you stinking hypocrite. Unblock me right now. For real.
you are not a Christian. We are not siding with Mohammedans any more than we side with you. We side with Christ and his church, to which neither you nor the Mohammedans belong. So,
yeah, can we get a based in the chat for Orthodox Shahada, or W's in the chat for Orthodox Shahada, or based in the chat for Orthodox Shahada? W or based, either will do. For Kai, they do excellent work. They have a really good, they're the ones with the worship documentary. I thought that was a really good one. That was an excellent one that they did. And just in general, their content is, they hosted that debate between Jake and Doc Branson like a little while ago. Excellent material from Orthodox Shahada.
so there are only two categories of people, those inside the Orthodox Church and those outside the Orthodox Church. Protestants and Catholics are outside the Orthodox Church in the same category with Muslims. Secondly, the historical understanding of who is given the appellation Christian has always been restricted to those who are permitted sacramental participation within the boundaries of the Orthodox Church. That we Orthodox refer to non-Orthodox as Christian is only a means to distinguish you in a broader and general context from Jews, Mohammedans, Buddhists, Hindus, etc. I, of
Based. Well done, Kai. Well said. I couldn't have said it better myself.
course, am not permitted sacramental participation within the boundaries of the Orthodox Church.
Because you're not properly a Christian.
Hence, Orthodox Christians would only call me a Christian in the very loose sense needed to distinguish me from atheists or
Yes, colloquially. And that's it.
Hindus. Apart from that, it doesn't matter how much I believe in Jesus, in his death for sins, in his resurrection, in his divine nature. It's all completely irrelevant because I'm not Eastern Orthodox.
Yes, you're not in the church. Wake up, David. Yes, this is what we're saying. You are in grave danger, my friend. Join Christ Church.
Jay clearly has a similar attitude. AP asked him about the 21 Coptic martyrs who were slaughtered in 2015 in Libya. It was actually 20 Coptic Christians and a migrant worker from Ghana. Jay replied, I don't know what happened. I don't call them martyrs any more than I call Hezbollah leaders.
So you're saying he doesn't know? What's wrong with that?
Muslims.
Should you say you know when you don't know? Look, this is something they teach you in litigation, is that in cross-examination, you have basically 5 answers you can give. Yes, no, I don't know, I don't remember, or it depends. Yes, no, I don't know, I don't remember, or it depends. So when you guys hear me saying, I don't know in a cross-examination, sometimes it's appropriate to say, I don't know. So when Jay here says, I don't know, that's a totally fine answer. There's nothing wrong with that answer. What is he supposed to say? He knows when he doesn't know? That's worse.
Now, to be fair, not all EO Christians think like this. Some will say that we are Christians, we just don't have the fullness of Christianity because we're not in the true church. Some will say, hey, we don't get to say whether God is working in some person's life, even if that person is outside the Orthodox Church. So there are some different perspectives, but based on the little bit I've seen from the councils, there seems to be a pretty harsh view of anyone outside the Orthodox Church. But maybe I'll get to that in the future. So this all erupted last month. The Orthobros announced, in effect, that either...
Yes, we do know they're in danger. That is why, during the liturgy, we offer the Eucharist for the whole world. Because we care about them and we love them. That's why we pray for the souls of the departed. Because we don't want anyone to go to hell or eternal torment. We want everyone to go to paradise. We have the most inclusive, loving God out of all of them. Like when John says that God is love, we take that seriously, dude. Thank you, Octavian, my beloved mod, for reminding me that I have to actually be a YouTuber and help the stats on my channel. If you guys like the video, go ahead and like the video. Hit a subscribe. We're on our way. I am right on, not quite on Cleve's tails, but I feel like the rate that I'm going, I might catch up to him one of these days. So if you guys want to subscribe, please go ahead, subscribe to the channel, hit the alert bell if you guys want to know when I go live. Follow me on Twitter also. That's where I'm most active. I also have an Instagram account. The links for those should be in the description.
Either we had to divert our attention to debating the true church, or they would harass us when we're doing anything else. I pointed out that I wasn't interested, and that I've got other things to do, and that I've never said 2 words about Eastern Orthodoxy. But they wouldn't listen. They said I'm not interested in truth if I'm not debating them on the true church. Then I reluctantly agreed to start preparing to debate their champion. Weird thing was, when I said I would start preparing for a debate with their champion, they began screaming, "No, debate him now."
Okay, you can't blame us when you have like a billion mixed messages and you're saying like on Twitter that you're not going to debate him. You're going to spend 6 months to learn Orthodoxy, and then you're saying something else and you're like, oh, I'm going to debate him right now. And now a few weeks after studying the Orthodoxy, you think that you're prepared to debate Jay Dyer, has been debating this stuff for over 10 years. Right after he's retired, after he said he doesn't want to do these debates anymore because they're so low tier. Now you're going to come with low tier arguments that he's heard 20 times before because he just started learning this stuff a week ago. There's no way you know the best that both sides have to offer on these issues. There's no way.
Which really, really made me not trust these guys. That's another classic Dawa tactic. The Dawa bros don't want to debate people who've carefully studied a topic. They want to catch people off guard. And the Ortho bros are no different. If you say, hey,
when did he say he was going to debate? That's too many pronouns, dude. Who? When did he ever say he would debate him? Again, too many pronouns. When did Jay said that he would debate David? 800 live viewers. Hey, I didn't even realize. Thank you. If you guys want to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks. David can speedrun, understand. I mean, maybe he can. I don't know. Maybe he can. Imagine someone emails every Baptist, evangelical, Calvinist at Alex's channel asking the pastor to rebut everything because it's causing ecclesial anxiety. Yikes. I remember when Alex had 1,000 subs, good times. That wasn't that long ago, dude. That was like 7 months ago. 8 months ago, maybe. Subscribe. Father Stephen going on Gavin Ortland's channel on Wednesday, by the way. Yes, that's true. Guys, keep an eye out. Father Stephen is going to go explain a lot of these documents to Dr. Stephen is going to Dr. Ortland's channel on Wednesday to explain all of these documents that apparently he is misunderstanding, which he is. But, okay, let's go back to...
hey, I've never studied any of this. They say, oh, then it's time for you to debate. If you say, okay, I'll debate, but first I'll take some time to study, they say, if you study, you're a coward. Debate now, if you're a man. Not a good sign.
I mean, isn't he?
I really don't like talking about subjects I've never studied, let alone debating them.
Now a few weeks is enough, I guess.
And if the subject is a denomination of Christianity, I really, really don't want to talk about it or debate it until I've done some studying, because 1, I don't want to misrepresent a Christian denomination, and 2, I don't want to criticize a position I haven't thought about carefully because it may turn out to be the correct position.
Is Father Stephen Alex's dad? You might think so by looking at some of our interactions. He's one of the smartest people I ever met. Isn't it Dr. Father Stephen? I think it's Doctor. His I don't know if he'd like me saying that, actually. He has he has more degrees than you think. And they're graduate degrees.
So I ignored the demands to debate without preparation, and I invited some Eastern Orthodox Christians on my channel for some friendly discussions just to introduce me to the issues. Now I've got things narrowed down to the main areas of disagreements. I was hoping to have some discussions and Q&As about those topics in particular, all to prepare for a debate with the king of the Orthobros, Jay Dyer. But the EO guys are canceling, so it looks like I'm going to have to skip ahead to debating. But now, after he caused this mess just a month ago, Jay suddenly announces that he's retiring. How exactly does that work? How do you demand last month that we all stop what we're doing and debate the true church, because debating the true church is what really matters, then turn around a month later and proclaim, I would rather focus on other topics I find interesting, and religion is authentically at the parish level, not on...
Yeah, what's wrong with that? You have plenty of Orthodox people to debate who have the same objection. Me, Kai, Erhan.
...line anyway. Seems as if online theology debate is pretty much done. onward to producing fun content on the other subjects. I would rather focus on...
Yeah, that's a good point. You caused this mess, David. You caused this mess. Let me prepare for a debate I never confirmed that I would do. Yeah. You caused this mess for crashing out when Jay called Avery a grifter. In fact, you didn't have to say anything about that. You involved yourself. $5 from In the Filth. David read the Bible in prison and has been wearing it as camo and lets him live comfy life as a lizard person. Why doesn't AP defend orthodoxy on David Wood? Yes, this is interesting to me because he has an Orthodox person, apparently, within his immediate circle, who was like one of his closest friends. So I'm surprised that he didn't do a stream with AP describing something. I don't think he's actually received as an Orthodox Christian. So maybe that makes sense that it wouldn't be on stream, but at least like maybe a private conversation. AP is like, again, I disagree with some of his more public stances on certain countries, but I don't think he's a stupid person. I think AP is a smart person. So I don't see why they haven't had a private conversation on that. That does bring up a red flag for me. $2 from D Jules. Not a lick of scriptures has been provided. This is true. This is all just whining and complaining, this whole video. We'll move on. I don't want to subject you guys to any more of this. Quote tweeting the Muslim was top rage baiting from Jay, because nearly all prod apologists have been running away from the ecclesiology ecumenism grift question. Yeah, yes, and I've been saying it for months and months now. They're all ecumenists, dude, all of them. And Jay has been saying it, and Cleve has been saying it. We've all been saying it. They're all ecumenists, dude. Roman Catholics are ecumenists per Vatican II. Ortland's church hired an open homosexual as their head pastor. Membership from Brandon Bailey. Thank you. $5 from D Jules. Because he's a grown man. Thanks for the $5. David Balsa Wood, $2. David Balsa Wood. Thank you. Leningrad, $5. Why do they care so much about who does or doesn't consider them Christian? They're like Mormons who clutch their pearls the same way. Like, yes, I am a Christian. I promise I'm a Christian. Respect my identity. I identify as Christian. Crazy, dude. Did he actually? I have to go. Was that the Q&A one? I watched like maybe a quarter of it. I got to go listen to the rest of it. Did you see Father Stephen drop the need 7 figures in the latest of Lord of Spirits? People need to get with it with Father Stephen. He drops like so many references. He was alluding to the Tucker Carlson interview like weeks before it dropped on Lord of Spirits, and because I had a bit of an inside scoop, I was able to catch all of them. It was easier for me, but he hints at a lot of things that are going on the Lord of Spirits podcast, so people don't know. Okay, so anyway, this is the whole thing with David Wood. He's going to complain about Jay saying bingo on some Muslim guy who's saying that Avery is a grifter on just that one proposition, saying that he's a grifter because he doesn't have his ecclesiology sorted out. He's trying to appeal to all kinds of Christians to maximize income, which it appears that he is based on literally undisputed facts. He never disputed these facts. So we have that David Wood, utter hypocrite for not calling out JP for bringing on one of the top Muslim apologists on his channel to try to debunk me, to talk to him on something about theology and church fathers and church history. Origen is not a church father. Maybe I should take that back. About church history and theology. He brought on Jake, the Muslim metaphysician, to try to take apart me. And he was wrong anyway. Totally ineffective. So, David, you hypocrite, let's debate.
Anathema.